I love doing crafting around the holidays, and I really love crafting when I'm able to use my scraps of fabric, and this does that. I've created a garland with 6 different colors, and I've tied it right over the top of a line of lights. I really like working with the LED lights because it's so much cooler for with the fabric, and I like doubling it up because there's so much more light to it. I begin by cutting strips that are 6 inches long and 1 inch wide. It's nice if you have a double-sided fabric. Mine is not, so it will have one side that doesn't have the design on it, and I'll just try to tie it so that you can see the design. I like to use my flat edge for cutting, and I usually do the 6-inch mark cut first, and then I have a whole long line that I can cut into 1-inch sections. And then I'll cut the very edge of this fabric off, and now I'll go through and cut them at my 1-inch mark. I then go through and flatten all of my pieces. If I have some that are already pretty flat, I don't worry about doing them, but if there's any that have wrinkles that I'm worried about, those I'll take care of right now. Then I'll take a strand of 100 lights, and this one's easy to find the center because it actually has this little division here. And so that's where I'll fold it over, and this will be my one end. And I'll use these little green wire twist ties to connect it together. And just kind of fold that down so that it's out of the way. It really is best to use a new line of lights for this, just because you're using fabric with electrical stuff and you don't want any that have any fraying. And then I'll go down to the next section and I'll put another twist tie here. You can put them as close together as you want or as far away. I like to put them pretty close because I just like it to hold together well. The reason for doubling it up is just to make it so that there's more lights in each section. Because of course this will give you twice the number of lights that will light up. Now my favorite way to get these little twist ties is from these twist tie dispensers, because I just pull out about 2 inches worth or so, and then you press that and you've got your section. And I'll continue down the entire length of this until I have it all connected. So now I have all of my wires connected, and this isn't necessary except for the fact that I really like having more light in my garland. Now these are the LED lights, so they're kind of nice because they're cooler than the other kind. So I have a combination of different red, green, and white colors. You can of course do any colors that you want, but I'll begin by just tying them onto the ends of my loop here. And when I tie it, I kind of want to make sure that the design is facing out as much as I can. You can put as many or as few fabric scraps on as possible, but I really like it to be thick. I don't like there to be big gaps here, so I tend to try and get them on there pretty tightly. Now that I have a couple on the end, I'll do one more wire right after those 3, and that just kind of keeps it together, but gives me a nice clean finish here at the end. And then where these guys are at here, I'll actually skip that location because it would be too bulky to go over the top of it. And it'll be okay. The little fuse boxes will show, but it won't matter. In between one light and the next set of lights, I try to fit about 6 of these in there. And you'll notice that they're all kind of straight in a line, and that's because of where I'm standing when I'm tying it. So I just make sure that I move a couple of those around because I don't want it to just all be in one spot. Yeah, I want it to look a little bit messy, I suppose. So now I've got all of my fabric tied on, and I've adjusted it so that it's not all going one direction, and it gives it that fun little almost quilted kind of a feel. And with the doubled lights, it gives you so much more light. You don't have to do that. You could just leave it a single strand and do it, but I really like doing it this way. Now I'll place my garland up, and the only thing that you do want to be aware of is since you're using fabric with electrical equipment, you really shouldn't leave it plugged in when you go to sleep or leave the house.